It's a time for a package from China. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's awesome that you're tuning in. So in this video I want to talk about the Datafrog Y3 Mini. So with Datafrog, and basically in this year it's going to be the year of the game sticks, because there are a lot of these devices coming out. But Datafrog, I think these are just the king of the game sticks, because there are freaking just... oh man, it's a complete mess. There are so many of these freaking things. But in this video I want to check out this version, especially because the controllers. There were some people in the Wicked family over here that just shown me this link and said I want to see the review, because the controllers are just really interesting. D-pad, unlock stick and SIG button, more like fight pad layout. So let's take a close look what's inside. Alright, so this is what we're going to get inside the package. We're going to get two controllers, the stick itself, a micro USB cable, and quite a flimsy one, but this one is needed for powering on the USB stick. You can get yourself the USB from the television itself, or you're going to get yourself a 5-volt power supply. You can see more like a phone charger. We're also going to get an extension cable. Very happy they're going to give you one, because the problem with these sticks is that sometimes they're just too big and they will not fit in your monitor. So this is just an HDMI plug and play, quite interesting. So here at the side we're going to get a TF card or CF card for adding new games if you want to. Micro USB over here, but the downside to these things are that there is no USB connection. So if you want to use a different controller, you're not able to do this. Okay, not to forget the toilet paper manual like always. That is basically a piece of paper that we're going to get with these things, with an explanation, but not a lot of information. Here it says we're having quite some different emulators we can play. Quite interesting. I'm very curious about it. So we're having player 1 and 2. Yeah, it is really basic when it comes to the way how it looks. Ooh, and I can't say it enough. That it smells, because these things smell a little bit chemical most of the time. We're going to get one battery. So the model number says over here, model number Y3P1 or player 1, and there is no way of switching. Some of these things have more like a switch at the back. That is not with this version. So if you're going to get a controller broken, you're just done playing. So that's a little bit of a bummer in my opinion, but the question remains, how does this thing feel and how does this play? And I don't get this freaking thing in. Oh, I'm trying to record something. So the analog stick is more like a cheap version of the Nintendo Switch version. The D-pad, it feels horrible. In all four directions it feels quite different, and especially with the right, very clicky, rubbery like a start and a home button. And here we're having the A, B, X, Y and all the buttons, and quite interesting, all the buttons that we're going to need. There are no shoulder buttons. So yeah, this is what you're going to get with this. Okay, so let's give you a quick look on what I mean with it doesn't fit in your monitor. So the cable, you can see it fits perfectly, not a problem of course. But when you're going to get your stick, it's highly possible that it doesn't fit, because it's a little bit wider than a normal cable. And that is where we're going to get just the extension cable. A little bit of a bummer. And also what is possible, if you have a multiple HDMI connections, if you're going to plug it in one, it will cover up the second one, so you can't use the second port. So in overall, these sticks are a great idea, but it's a little bit flawed in my opinion. What I already mentioned, you need to have the micro USB cable here in this port. So with mine, it's just more like a service port. You cannot use it because this is not a smart television, but take consideration, sometimes these USB ports are not enough, or they don't give any volt output. So I recommend just use a separate power supply. Okay, so when booted up, this is the menu you're going to get. I have seen this before with some other plug and play devices. I think Datafrog also have one with arcade stick. We're pressing here left and right, we cannot do anything, but you just need to press up and down. We can navigate through the first menu. So we're having here arcade, Genesis, GBA, Super Famicom and Famicom. So these are the 5 platforms that are supported by the system, and of course the favorite folder. And the folder here is more like a navigation, so I'm guessing if you're going to add some new games, you need to load them or sideload them from this part. When you take a close look at the arcade, you can see that it is more like a mix of Neo Geo and MAME. There are no preview videos like within Pandora's box, just this tiny picture and that's it. Not a lot of information. Pressing B gives you the option to add it to the favorite list. I do like this feature, but there is no settings and it's quite more like a lock system. And that's a little bit of a bummer, so I'm afraid all the games will be in widescreen and there is no way of changing this out. So this is more like an, let's say, a plug and play basic system. So when you have booted up a game and you're pressing select and start, we're going to get in the extra option. it's a little bit, would say, pushed away in the back. Normally would say go to settings, but it didn't do this. So what you can see, we can even map the buttons if you don't like them. We're having the scaling option, so let's put on scaling up. And we're also having 6 save slots for each game that you boot up. Alright, so let's boot up the first game. And let's see, this is just a widescreen. Let's see what happens. Select start. Okay, we can make a quick load, quick save. Not going to do that. We're going to put on scaling up. Just see what happens. Resume. I don't know if this is original aspect ratio, but for the people who just want to have a 4x3, it's a way to play. Okay, so let's play a little bit of Adventure Island on the NES. So we're having multiple buttons. Basically we have the A, B, and the other ones are just for the turbo function. Yep, because we're having double turbo function in this game. Don't notice a lot of screen tearing whatsoever, so that's a good start. Curious what the other system will do. I did notice a minor hiccup when it comes with some emulation. Okay guys, so what do I think of this plug and play device? So the reason why I wanted to make this review, not only that people here in the Winged family asked me to make a review about it, but I also find it quite interesting. When you're looking at the controller, the form factor is a little bit small, but it is not uncomfortable. So the design with these curves gives more comfort to the controller, and what I do like about the positioning of the D-pad and analog stick. So the analog stick plays quite nice, I love it, it's more similar like the Nintendo Switch. The D-pad feels quite awful, but when playing with it, it is not that bad. Select the start. I must say what is interesting, the select start, pressing them both in a game. As shown you before, we're going to get more like this quick load, quick save menu with some extra things like button configuration, how you want to put the aspect ratio, and the menu button just brings you, or the home button brings you to the menu instantly without any extra options. So take consideration, if you press it accidentally in game, you will lose your game and your save state. So the 6 button over here, more than enough. Some people maybe prefer shoulder buttons. I hope in the future, like a revision, they can add more like shoulder buttons, but you're not really needed with these old systems. So yeah, this is what you're going to get with the controller. And I must say, I'm very surprised with it. Okay guys, so what do I think of the stick itself? So you cannot compare this with more like the expensive sticks that I've reviewed here on the channel. This is more like a budget product. We can't play more than only 8-bit stuff. There are some flaws. I did notice with the menu of the arcade that it was automatically going back to the Genesis platform. Kind of weird stuff going on. So the menu is a little bit buggy here and there. They changed the aspect ratio options, that basically they turn it on, and that's something you don't see very often with the plug and play devices, especially with the 8-bit ones. I want to thank you for watching. Consider subscribing, hit the bell, become one of the Wicked family. Let me know what you think of this. And I want to thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.